Drew Stanton, the backup quarterback.
Could exploit that Seattle front seven right from the get-go. All right, keep it right here. It is the Arizona Cardinals pregame huddle. Count you down to kickoff 3 hours away here in Seattle. I'm Paul Calvisi on the Arizona Cardinals Radio Network.
You know, every great story has ingredients, heroes, and villains, triumphs, and tragedies. It has conflict.
Pushing, shoving, intensity,
You know, as a member of the Cardinals radio broadcast team, I have witnessed, the last 2 decades worth of Cardinals Seahawks games here in Seattle. And I've never seen anything quite like that night of November 15th, 2015. But first, some background on the tale I'm about to tell you. In 2012, the Cardinals lost here 58-0.
You're thrown and intercepted again. Juggles it, muffed it. Touchdown run for Lynch. And one of the worst defeats that the Cardinals.
Enough of that. It was a low point that in part led to the hiring of Bruce Arians in 2013. That first season under BA, on a typical misty Pacific Northwest day, Carson Palmer shook off 4 interceptions to lead Big Red to an improbable upset.
And the Cardinals will end Seattle's 14-game home winning streak.
And that changed the narrative for Arizona in this stadium. 2014, Palmer out for the season. Quarterback Drew Stanton and the Cardinals fall 19-3.
That's it. The ball game is over. The Cardinals lose for the second time. It wasn't pretty.
Seattle went on to lose the Super Bowl in Arizona to the Patriots.
Now you have to stop Marshawn Lynch.
Pass is intercepted at the goal.
That brings us to Week 9, 2015. The 6-2 Cardinals had something to prove on national TV.
We're looking forward to this. You know, this is one we've had circled for a while now.
If we want to win the West, I mean, it's got to go through Seattle, and that's a great opportunity for us.
This is our defending champs, and we have a chance to go up there and win again.
Well, it's a great rivalry that we have with the Seahawks. It's mid-season of what shaping up to be potentially a really special season. Players are really performing at a high level, and you're starting to think, okay, let's keep this thing rolling, let's get momentum into the playoffs, and then see where it takes us.
We knew it was at stake. We knew that we had to go out there and play our best football game against a team that established themselves in the NFC West as the top dog.
Going into this one, it's on prime time, it's on Sunday night, the whole country's watching you. So there was a little more energy, I think, to this one.
It's Sunday Night Football is the highest rated show in America.
It's a really cool place to play, Pacific Northwest, great crowd, a lot of energy, a lot of juice.
Oh my gosh, that crowd is insane. Because the noise goes up and then it's like it comes back down on you. Every time you walk out of that tunnel, that annoying guy is there holding the sign, trying to heckle you or say whatever and trying to get in your ear.
What's different about your environment for home games at night? The records say you're 9-0 prime time at night.
It's all the 12s. It's totally the 12s. You give them all day long to get ready, they come jacked up.
High stakes, big stage. Bullies, underdogs. A recipe for captivating drama.
On this chilly mid-November night in Seattle, the loudest fans in the NFL are ready to turn up the volume.
So what's the best way to put a bully on his heels? Punch him straight in the mouth.
On the vision, we're going to take it tonight.
And that's exactly what happened for the first 30 minutes on that November night here in Seattle. In fact, at halftime, this story could have been titled Speechless in Seattle.
I think we just took opportunities and made the most of them, right? Like we had some big plays that transpired. Our defense was playing great, which they always did against Russell.
Lost the ball, it's on the ground of the end zone, and it's recovered by Wilson for a safety.
I mean, you look at the guys that were getting interceptions, we were getting turnovers, and we always knew that we were going to be in a dogfight, and it was going to be a 60-minute game.
It was a wild game. These big swings, we go up.
Throws a deep ball right side corner of the end zone, caught by Floyd. He's in, touchdown. 83 yards and 2 touchdowns for Floyd.
I think that team was just so special because we had such a veteran presence. There was such this camaraderie that we were able to come together. We had every piece in place of guys that were accountable to each other, that would play for each other, that would go out there and weather the storms.
The Seahawks come all the way back.
The 10 at the 5, it's a touchdown. Bobby Wagner with a fumble recovery for a score, and the Seahawks take the lead.
In the middle of this, you have Mike Upati gets injured and taken off the field in an ambulance. There's so many ebbs and flows.
There was a true sense that year in particular that we were never out of any football game. But everybody to a man said, okay, we're going to stick to the game plan.
As time throws over the middle into the end zone, caught, Gresham, touchdown, and the Cardinals are back on top.
1:58 left to go in the game. What happens next?
We had a perfect play call on. It was a sprint draw. And as soon as we broke the huddle, we felt really good about it.
3 receivers right, Britton Golden wide to the left on 3rd and 4 at the 48-yard line of Seattle. Shotgun for Palmer. Here come the Seahawks. It's a handoff, left side Ellington, and Ellington's got the first down to the 45-40. Stays inbound to the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Andre Ellington seals the deal in Seattle.
And if this story ended here, it'd be a good one. But to achieve folktale status, it needed the proper punctuation, or in this case, an exclamation point. And as I watched Andre Ellington from this very spot race down the sideline, something else out of the corner of my eye caught my attention.
Along the sideline, that's Drew Stanton, the backup quarterback. Letting you know the reaction of that entire Arizona bench was just erupted.
I think I blacked out. I don't even know this goes on, right? Like I'm standing there and we get done with the game and we're sitting there and we knew it was Sunday Night Football, right? And I'm sitting in the locker room, Carson and I are celebrating, and Mark Dalton runs down and he's like, man, that was amazing. He's like, you were all over TV. And Carson's like, what are you talking about? And I was, huh? And he's like, no, Drew was. And I was like, what do you mean I was? And he goes, oh, they had this perfect ISO of you. And so they lead in and Al Michaels just talking about like the backup quarterback, Drew Stanton, doing this dance. And I was like, what? What happened? He's like, oh, it went viral, like all this stuff. And I was like, no way.
It was a thing. It quickly, people were handing it back and forth and saying, you know, this amazing game now has this amazing exclamation point to it.
One of the greatest celebrations. You know, we all lose it sometimes, and I think Drew's kids are going to get a great, great laugh out of that their entire life.
Oh, my son, he's 9 now. He is well aware of that. Unfortunately, he's been blessed with those same 3 moves, so anytime he's excited, I've seen them kind of come out, and I'm like, oh, man. Sorry, son.
I was telling Drew this morning, I think I've seen it like roughly between 38 and 46 times. And I've laughed just as hard every time I've seen it.
When I saw it, everybody was laughing. Everybody was cracking jokes on him. But he had a good time, man, and it got everybody going.
I think all of us were feeling that, and Drew showed it.
Honestly, the only reason I ended up down the sidelines is because Cam Chancellor fell there and he's running, and you can see me trailing him on the sideline. I was like, we won! Game's over! Game's over! We won! So that was the only thing that I was yelling, and then the rest, when I like turned around, I was like, oh, I can't get a penalty, I better go back here. And I was like, and then all of a sudden a kick came out and some fist bumps and some like Frank the Tank stuff. I have no idea where that came from.
I think all of us in our lives at some point hope we have a moment that inspires such passion and exuberance and enthusiasm. So I think that's what made it relatable and what made people embrace it.
Now doing some of the Cardinals radio pre and post game throughout the course of the week, people will post to my Twitter, and yes, after a Cardinals win, you'll see the meme of me. So it's pretty neat to be able to be a part of Cardinals history in that facet for something that's looked on very fondly like it was.
So that, my friends, is the tale of the Stanton Shuffle. Seattle's invincible status, 9-0 in primetime in the Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson era until that evening, was shattered. And perhaps Drew's exuberance was symbolic of how we all felt Red Sea, a happy dance that can best be summed up as one massive mic drop.